Hello, hello. Welcome to your reading. Welcome to my channel. For those of you who are returning, welcome back. This is a reading on, well, it's for singles and it's on who is coming towards you. So we're going to look at who it is that's coming towards you. We're going to describe them. We're going to find out what they want with you, and finally, we're going to see where things are going. Remember that these readings are general readings. I generally connect to the collective, and so some messages will come through and they'll resonate with you straight away. Others not so much, so leave those messages for those who do resonate with them. If you are interested in personal readings, I have opened them up and bookings can be done through Instagram. All that information is down in the description box. I think we can get started now. So to pick your pile here, we have 3 piles to choose from, starting from the left to right. We have the first pile here, pile number 1. We have this oyster shell. It's like half of an oyster shell that I had found on the beach at the coast. So that's for pile 1. For pile 2, we have this butterfly, and then finally the last pile we have this jade sort of like carved pendant. Take your time, choose your pile or piles, and I will see you at the reading. Hello pile 1, welcome to your reading. If you chose this crystal, this half oyster shell or clamshell, then this reading is for you. I think we can get started. The first card we have over here is who is it that's coming towards you. So who is it? And it's you have the I'm getting ahead of myself. You have the 4 of Wands clarified by the 7 of Cups in reverse. So for a lot of you, whoever is coming into your life, you may know them. Whoever is coming towards you, singles, you may know this person already. They may be someone who has admired you in the past, or they are someone who will admire you. For a very few of you, it is someone you've known in the past, or like an ex-partner, because the 4 of Wands can generally represent marriage as well, right? So it could actually be an ex-partner, someone you were married to, someone who was married as well, is coming through. But what's interesting is who this is someone who's very excited to wow, again getting ahead of myself, wow. And it kind of makes sense because this person's energy is kind of coming through like that, a very sort of fast-paced person, someone who can't wait, someone who doesn't really have much patience to sort of get to know you. They are someone who sees you as being quite this interesting sort of like ethereal person. They see you as someone who is very independent as well, because I'm noticing this guy kind of like escorting this woman on her horse, which represents you, on this path, and she was just going along her journey, she was just going along her way, and he saw her and approached her with a lot of passion, with a lot of curiosity. For a lot of you though, this is someone who, yeah, you might have known very briefly kind of thing, or you may not have known them at all, but it may feel like then when they come into your life or when you meet them that you've known them, or the way they approach you is this sort of energy of like excitement, like so much excitement that it seems familiar, if that makes sense. So it's someone who kind of also visualizes like marriage and stuff with you as well. And I know like a lot of YouTube videos has that same message over and over again, but also a lot of the collective is going through that as well, right? So for a select few, that's kind of coming through. So yeah, this could also be someone for some of you who you've had a crush on and someone who's also had a crush on you, and now you're going to kind of be like professing your feelings for each other and your love for each other kind of thing, right? But it's giving this energy of someone who's very excited. You may also meet this person at like a social event or a social gathering or something. It almost comes off as a surprise. It's very interesting. It's like at some point during a milestone in your life, you're going to meet this person. It's kind of like as you're going along your journey on your path kind of thing, you know, doing your own thing kind of, you know, and yeah, you're kind of like doing your own thing, and then you meet this person who approaches you, but you're minding your own business kind of thing, right? And so they come through with like a lot of curiosity, a lot of excitement, and they're like, it's like a very romantic kind of setting as well. It'll be very quick for you and this person, or rather this person, to ask you out on a date or something, or to like really tell you how they really feel kind of thing. There's a lot of passion and there's like a lot of attraction between you and this person. And what's really interesting is the fact that it's clarified by the Seven of Cups in reverse, which again goes back to that message of like you connecting with perhaps someone from the past. Perhaps you might have been friends with a person in the past, or it may have been like an on and off type of situation, where you would get like physical with someone and then suddenly like the flame would burn out or something, or there was some sort of separation, and now you're coming back together kind of thing, and now you're actually talking about your feelings for each other kind of thing. So it's giving that kind of energy. And so with the Seven of Cups in reverse, this is the card that represents clarity. It's the card that represents sort of like someone refocusing their energy, refocusing their priorities, and sort of like looking at the world and the situation in a much more realistic point of view. And so it's almost like as if this person that's coming into your life, whoever it is sort of coming through with a very clear mind, with a very sort of like clear view on that you are their person, on that you are the type of person that they like to, you know, spend time with kind of thing, that you make them feel excited, you know, that you make them feel all like tingly in places as well, is what came through. And they really like the fact that they're not someone who's going to take you off your horse, if that makes sense. They're not gonna try and like humble you, because what they really like to see is how is how you handle business kind of thing, right? Is how you handle yourself and your life and challenges kind of thing. They really admire that about you. And they are sort of like, it's kind of clear for them that they're looking for a strong woman. They're looking for, or man, whatever, or whoever, you know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter about genders. I'm just saying man or woman because the characters here are like, are male and female. So I'm like talking about them, but it's actually about you and your person. So it's, yeah, just, anyway, try and put the pieces together like that. But like, yeah, so they're coming through with a very like realistic perspective as well. And they're coming through like, you know, like sort of grounded, if that makes sense. This could also be a message for you as well, that when you are in a place where you're refocusing your priorities and putting that energy and focus onto yourself, onto your goals kind of thing, because again, you're going to be meeting this person when you're going along your journey, when you least expect it, when you're so focused on like yourself and your path, you're not sort of like seeking for outside validation or seeking for a distraction kind of thing. It will be at a time when, again, you least expect it, and when you're kind of ready because you're grounded within yourself, right? So that talks about like continuing working on grounding yourself, especially now, especially if you've just gotten out of something, or if you're still thinking about someone from the past. If you've come to a reading like this to find out if like your ex is going to come back to you or something, this is not that kind of reading. And let me just say, I don't do those kind of readings as well, because I really believe that when something has disconnected, it's meant to be for a reason. All you can do at that point is sort of like learn from and gain whatever wisdom from that situation and that separation that you can, especially if like deep down it just wasn't working out kind of thing, right? So this isn't one of those kind of readings, okay? It's that type of situation where, yeah, the message that keeps coming through and repeating is like when you least expect it, when you least expect it. Yeah, like think of it as you just pouring into yourself so much that's why. I mean, it makes a lot of sense. That's why this person that's coming into your life is not someone who's going to take you off your horse. It's not someone that's going to try and like humble you or whatever like that. They're going to see you for like pouring into yourself, and they're going to be like, oh my God, that's so hot kind of thing, right? So it's that kind of situation. So yeah, there's this energy of like grounding yourself and focusing your energies in a much more productive manner, in a much more, yeah, like a productive sense, like putting that work and energy into yourself. That's when this person is going to kind of come through, right? It's going to be hot and heavy fast. Let me just tell you that straight up. But yeah, there's this sense of clarity. This person who's coming into your life, whoever it is a couple of scenarios. Of course, is giving past friend, past crush, past situationship. And when I'm talking about past situationship, I'm talking about the one that like, or even past person, because what's showing here is that if this is for the select few, if this is someone from the past that's coming back into your life to rekindle things kind of thing, it's someone who you did not end on bad terms. It's someone who it was just like circumstances that could not be controlled that sort of like got you to separate kind of thing, right? But it didn't end on like bad terms. It wasn't that things were just so confusing. This is that sort of like sort of connection that was, you know, that was on mutual grounds, that was equally passionate, that was sort of like, I'm not really seeing, you know, like it being so connected to like love emotions, but mostly like passion, mostly like physical attraction and energy kind of thing is what's showing here. So whoever's coming into your life is kind of like someone who, yeah, who admires you, a past friend or something that, you know, professes of feelings kind of thing, or someone that you knew kind of lightly, but then comes in and like has the courage to be like, oh, by the way, I thought you were hot from the moment like I met you kind of thing, right? So there's that sort of confession of like attraction for one another, right? It's kind of interesting, but whatever it is, this person that's coming through is very clear on what they're saying, on what they want kind of thing, right? If it's something physical that they want as well, they're going to be straight up about it from the start. They're not going to take you around the bush. It is also recommended for you to ask as well, right? Like talk, if that makes sense, like talk about things. It does not like in a serious kind of way, but in it just sort of like knowing what you want and also knowing what this other person wants. The 4 being here though means stability. So this person is coming through with that sort of like stability in their desires for you and also their emotions kind of thing as well, right? With that clarity and the groundedness that they're coming through with. The next cards we have here is to describe them. So yeah, this next set of cards is basically to describe them. And you have here the Chariot, and it's clarified by the Lovers. So it's very interesting. This person that's coming through, their personality is very like driven, like almost a little bit chaotic. If you're someone who's quite grounded and slow moving, this person isn't giving that they're very slow moving at all. But they also like connection. There's someone who's genuine in when they want to build connection, but they are someone who's coming off as very like fleeting, flighty kind of thing. So they're coming through as very flighty. Maybe they travel a lot as well, right? I'm getting Gemini, Cancer. It doesn't have to be, by the way. This is only if it resonates. But there's this energy of like Gemini rising or Cancer rising kind of thing, where they have a softness in the face, but at the same time, it's like they have this duality about them. in their features kind of thing as well. They could have very sharp features, like a sharp nose and stuff as well. They're also someone who dresses very like structured. Does that make sense? Like very sort of like organized and structured in how they dress, but not all of them, because I'm also seeing like another group that's like more laid back. But okay, so what they wear is like things that's like comfortable and flowy, but at the same time that like that, like it's almost like they're very aware of like body structure and stuff like that, and so they dress according to their body structure. If that makes sense, right? So basically they like to like dress well. They like to sort of like, they have a certain style, a very distinct style that is like unique to them. It's just something that they've always had kind of thing, and they're not afraid to like express that. They're also not afraid to like be very honest about things. The Chariot is quite a direct sort of energy, so they are someone who's like very direct as well. But they could also be someone who, what's interesting is coming through that there's someone who's also mixed. So like it's giving like a mixed person kind of thing. Like they could even be black. They could either be black and white. They could be some sort of mix in there, and it works. Yeah, and also with this Lovers though, there could be someone who's just like, they're a go with the flow type of person. So if, okay, a message came through and it's making a little bit of sense. I mean, this is where, of course, you get to decide, right? What to do with this person that's coming into your life, basically, and the place that they hold in your life as well. So if you are okay with just having fun in this fleeting moment kind of thing, and if you're okay with someone who's like ready to just like up and go and to make plans on a whim and stuff, and like just up and go, like, oh yeah, let's, like, like let's say you're relaxing at home or something like that, and they could just be like, oh, I feel like doing something, let's go do something, and like getting up and actually going to do it. If you're okay with that, like on the whim, kind of go with the flow type of energy, like that type of energy, then you could have a lot of fun with this person. Like if you're okay with that long term, then you can have a lot of fun with this person and it may work. But if you're someone who prefers like structure and groundedness and certain routines, and more of like a quiet evening type of thing, and just like quality time that's like slow and like relaxing kind of thing, then this person that's coming into your life may just be temporary, may just be someone that you have a little bit of fun with in the meantime, and then sort of like go along your way, because you know that it's not going to be something long term. So there are two scenarios that's coming through over here. But this person that's coming through definitely has that energy, like a very energetic kind of thing, very like okay with just up and going kind of thing. They may have like a lot of fire sign energy. It's giving Sagittarius in some way, but like not Sagittarius sun. It's giving somewhere Sagittarius like that has very prominent kind of energy there, right? They're not someone who's very like open to serious talks. I mean, it depends. If they're serious about something like long term, then they're okay with having serious talks. But in this case, it's giving like it's not something that's so like like long term sort of. Like the thing that's coming through is like, to them it's like it's not that deep. They love connections, they love building connections and stuff, but they're very much in the moment, they're very much in the flow now. So what they feel is genuine, yes, but it can change, right? And I mean, everyone, of course, has the right to change their mind and stuff, and emotions can change and stuff as well. This is the type of person that like, switches up a lot, not like in a bad way, but just something that, because they're going in the flow, they're living in the present, right? And if you're that type of person who finds that energy refreshing, then, you know, go for it kind of thing, right? There's like not showing anything that's like, oh, you know, be careful of this person kind of thing. Nothing like that. It's just showing that they're very sort of like up and go type of person. Yeah, they're also, the message that came through is that if this is a romantic type of situation, they are also someone who's quite like good in bed and stuff, and so there's a lot of connection built there. You do get along with this person quite a lot. You do have the Four of Wands and the Lovers card here, so it's like it shows potential for like long term. It shows potential for, okay, so for very few of you, the messages are coming through like so fast, like holy crap, and my mouth is not moving that fast, honestly. But yeah, for a couple of people who are reconnecting with someone who you had an on and off thing with, who's coming in more serious kind of thing. This is like the type of energy of like, if you knew this was like your person, there's just something that works out. There is a potential here for things like, for like going to the next stage, for reaching that milestone in the relationship and actually like settling down together, or like becoming more serious, becoming more exclusive with each other, and like working on the connection and stuff like that, right? So there is that potential for a select few who resonate with that storyline of like reconnecting with someone from the past. I forgot about the other message, god damn. What was that other message? The second scenario. That's annoying. It might come back. Oh, right, yeah. Second scenario as well is like if this is also someone who's like new kind of thing. There is this energy of like the connection is there, you know, even the physical connection and stuff is there. You guys get along really well and you have a lot in common kind of thing. It's like it's not going to be hard to share experiences with each other and to like have conversations and stuff. But there is that energy of like there's so much in the moment that it's like you won't have that space to even like worry about long term, or like even like kind of like get insecure about like the long term things, or like overthink. That's a better way to put it. Like you won't even have that time or space to overthink about it, because it's like you're so much in the moment kind of thing, right? So in terms of how they are as a person, like someone who's very fun and outgoing. They're definitely giving extrovert vibes, but they're not afraid to do things on their own. Yeah, they like connection. They're a social person. They're a people person. They like to dress well and stuff as well. They're very much like a go with the flow type of person, right? Someone who's mixed. Yeah, is there anything else that's coming through? Someone who likes to travel as well. Yeah, but also not someone who who likes to get overwhelmed with the seriousness of life, if that makes sense, right? Very interesting. The next couple of cards you have over here is, what do they want with you? So when they come in, what does this person want with you? And here you have the Knight of Swords, and it's clarified by the Eight of Wands. So this is like double confirmed, like it's like a message clarified by the same message, if that makes sense, right? It talks about communication. So this person is coming through to you to express something very, very important. They're coming through very fast. The Eight of Wands, to clarify, is giving that energy of like, again, physical attraction. So it's like they want to communicate their physical attraction for you, or they want to communicate something very, very important, or that seems very important. Give you some sort of information as well, or like come through with some sort of information, like like news, like good news or something. They're coming through. Oh, they're coming through to tell you good news about something that happened in their life, or something that they heard as well, right? They're like coming through to tell you, like it's like you're the first person they thought of to tell you this, because it's something that you might have connected on in the past, kind of thing. The Eight of Wands is like a very, very quick card. We're talking like a couple of days type shit, you know what I'm saying? They don't wait. Again, they're not someone who like holds back. If they want to talk to you, they're going to talk to you. If they want to build a connection with someone, they're going to build a connection with that person. It's not like they're not someone who like is in places that they don't want to be, if that makes sense, right? Maybe that's why they're moving so much, because as soon as like it hits that point where they feel like they're dragging on, they need that excitement, something like that. But they're coming through with like a lot of excitement. They're coming through with like that quick action, you know what I'm saying? They've decided something, and they're coming to tell you what they have decided on, kind of thing, right? It's either that they finished something and they're coming to tell you that they reached this goal. Yeah, it's like if you haven't been talking to this person, they're definitely coming through with a message. Like, this is like a sure sign. This is sure a sign they're coming through with a message to tell you that news, to tell you something about like them reaching a goal or something. And they're coming through like very, very quickly, like very fast. They're talking about some idea that they may have, or vision. They may even want to try and work with you and like partner up in terms of business. But I mean, it's not giving that they have business on their mind. I mean, they have business on their mind with you, but we're not talking that kind of business. But yeah, that it's giving that kind of energy. So they're coming through with coming through very aggressively, might I add. They're like coming through with like that sort of like aggressive sort of, hey, by the way, da da da, almost like they're shouting at you kind of thing, right? And it's just like, you're like, calm down, you know. It's not like, there's no need to like yell at me kind of thing, right? It's gonna come through as like a text, is what's, or like a phone call kind of thing. It's giving digital. It's giving like, not that they're gonna come to your face and be like blah blah blah. Especially if you're like from a distance, like at a distance with this person, if they're coming through, like talking through sort of like messages and stuff like that as well. They're gonna text you or call you on the phone kind of thing. But they have this very sort of unyielding kind of energy. It's like when they want something and they're clear about something, when they've decided about something, they're gonna come through with like a lot of aggression, you know. You may get a little bit overwhelmed with their energy, just putting that out there. You may get quite overwhelmed with their energy, because it is quite an overwhelming energy, especially if you're the type of person who like likes groundedness and who likes, again, slow movement kind of thing. Them coming through this quickly is like, oh my goodness, like, what is this, you know? They're coming through with some sort of honesty. Whatever it is that they're telling you, whatever information that they're telling you is the truth to them, like is truth, you know what I'm saying? Like, with all honesty, even though it's sharp, even though it may be harsh, it's coming through. It's not giving that it's going to be harsh towards you, but it's just like very sort of straight to the point kind of thing. Like, they're not they're not beating around the bush for shit. And yeah, so that whole decision that they made, they're going to come through and communicate that with you very freaking soon. Actually, it's like they're always ready for action. They're always ready. They're coming through and maybe saying, like, for a very select few of you, they're coming through and like they're like, yeah, okay, I'm ready now. I'm ready to focus on you. I'm ready to prioritize you, kind of thing, right? Again, whatever you decide is up to you. Like, you get to decide. I'm just your reader. I'm just telling you what's up. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, you get to choose whether you want to be with and get involved in this or not, kind of thing, right? So yeah, there's just like this. Okay, the thing is that they're also coming through as a little bit defensive as well. So tread lightly in how you are responding to this energy, because they're coming through with an idea of theirs or whatever, and again they believe it to be true, like that is the thing that is, you know, going to take off for them or whatever, right? And if you sort of like doubt them, or like, you know, try and sort of like ask for more information about it, or like, you know, just like ask questions about it or whatever, they make it a little defensive, like, oh, but I know what I'm doing, kind of thing. That's a message for like very few of you. It was like such a small message that was like, yeah. So, but yeah, whatever it is that they're coming through, whatever they want with you is to communicate. They want to talk. They want to get something clear. They want to clear the air in some sort of way. Direct and shift the focus. They become very clear on something and they want to let you know whatever that is. That's honestly all that's coming through, because it's sort of like coming through as a surprise. So you're going to know what exactly it is. And just know that this person is coming into your life or back into your life not very far off. Like it's not very far away, kind of thing. Again, it will be at that stage when you are focused and pouring into yourself, that it gets caught out of the blue. You're not even thinking about it and it just comes through, right? So keep at it, honestly. Keep at pouring into yourself, because that's essentially getting you closer to meeting this person for whatever reason, from getting this news, this good news that's coming through, right? And then lastly, we have here is, where are things going with them? So like looking into like a little bit of the future, where are things going with them? And here you have the Moon card in reverse, and you have this card that represents, how I see this card is like the family card. So it's giving like a very homely kind of energy, right? It's feeling like it's the energy of like being at home during Christmas time, kind of thing, right? That warm, fuzzy sort of, you know, like that, like what your typical family home sort of situation would look like in the movies, in a Christmas movie particularly, kind of thing, right? But it's in reverse. And then there's the Moon card in reverse, right? So it's interesting energy. This is giving the energy of where this is going is not showing that this is something long term. This does seem like it's like a fling kind of energy. But with this Moon card in reverse, it's almost like something being revealed, right? So there's something about this person that comes up, like that reveals something that shows that they're not like looking to settle down, or they're not looking to like start a family or something like that. Or for a very select few, please take this next message how it resonates, right? It could well be that it's a like a fear of yours, or something that you're paranoid about, and that's coming through in your energy and reading, kind of thing, like right now. But for a very select few who has to take this how it resonates, there is this energy of you finding out that someone has a secret family or had a secret family. Again, only take that if you have the information already, or you heard about it from someone. This may be news that you receive, kind of thing, right? If it's something that you just suspect and that you're paranoid about, but it's based on like just fears from the past and you don't really have something to go by, then look into that and reflect on where that comes from so that you can heal from it, right? But yeah, there is that sort of energy, right? So with the Moon in reverse over here, this can represent that energy of like realizing there's this energy of like repression, if that makes sense, right? Because the Moon reversed can represent like repressed fears, repressed emotions, kind of thing, like unhealthy patterns, unhealthy habits. You may well find out that this person has unhealthy habits, or that if they came through and told you that they changed, they actually still have some addictions. So it's like when you get to know this person, or when you know this person deeper, you realize that they may have like unhealthy attachments or addictions, or like repressed emotions that they're not very aware of how to sort of like express, excuse me, or that they're not even like aware that they have, if that makes sense, right? Gosh, really be careful of pregnancy for some of you, especially when it comes to dealing with someone who you only know on the outside, because it is giving that this person may be like incapable of going deeper, because I mean, it makes sense if they're the type of person who's constantly like looking for excitement. They're running away from something. It's giving that, I don't mean to laugh, but it's giving that energy of they're running away from something. And it could be that you open their eyes up to how much emotions that they've repressed, right? And this could also be vice versa. This could represent your energy as well, of you not wanting to reveal your deeper self kind of thing, right? But there is this energy of like substance abuse, alcoholism, like drugs and things like that is coming through to like numb the pain. There's this energy of numbing the pain of family. Maybe they've had a like tough childhood. They've had a tough family life. They could have even like lost their grandma, who they were really close to, kind of thing, or like a feminine figure in their life who kind of raised them and that they feel detached from. Of course, take that how it resonates, right? But yeah, there's this energy of it becoming a little bit unhealthy. Yeah, there's something that becomes a little bit unhealthy here, because there's this thing of like escapism. Instead of dealing with the tough issues, the tough challenges and situations within themselves and with each other, perhaps, it becomes stagnant. It becomes a little bit unhealthy at that point, right? And yeah, just with that family card in, let me pull cards and see this a little bit further. With the moon in reverse, what is coming to light here? Okay, here we have the Three of Wands in reverse. Bottom of the deck, we have the Five of Cups. We have the Strength in reverse. Yeah, there's something deep within. There's something that this person, it's like a directionless energy, if that makes sense, right? Someone who lacks the strength, the motivation, the courage to move forward from something, to move forward from a loss. And that's why they may numb themselves with like substance abuse kind of thing. Now, let me tell you something, girl. You can feel bad for this person all you want. At the same time, you cannot change someone. You cannot sort of like force someone to heal when they're not ready to sort of like take the step for themselves, right? There's this energy of like, obviously this is divine intervention for them, because they're going to see you and they're going to see you being on your horse and how hard you have worked on growing and healing yourself, and like pouring into yourself, putting energy into yourself. And they're going to be like, because they're going to see how you've done it, and they're going to be like, oh my gosh, so I have to do that hard thing. But they're so used to sort of escaping, that's a little bit difficult for them. It's up to now. It's the hardest part. It's the hardest part to choose yourself, especially when you get that self-awareness, that door of like, yeah, it just opens up and it opens wide. It's like the floodgates opened up for this person, seeing you the way you are. Now the floodgates kind of open up for this person, and they're like, oh shit, and you start to see how they're running away, and then they start to see how they're running away from themselves. So it's something that has opened their eyes a little bit, right? Like their biggest setback is their own inner strength kind of thing, right? It's like they have these blockages, these challenges in their progress, in their strength, in their creativity as well, right? That's why maybe they're always searching for like something more, if that makes sense, right? Yeah, so it's almost like the reason that it like isn't like it becomes stagnant is because this person has reached their limit of how much they can take on, of how deeper they can go, if that makes sense, right? So especially if this is someone who's like not really had anything very serious, or like long term, it's giving that kind of energy where it just suddenly gets to this dead end or this brick wall that they can't go deeper, and so they go and search for something new and exciting, and then again when that fades into seriousness, goes searching for something. Does that make sense? So there is some sort of temporary block here to like the progress, to them facing their fears. Okay, makes sense. This is like a personal journey for them. And so what's coming through is the little sort of like connection and moment of joy and happiness that you share in this very like, it's almost like giving that energy of like a bubble being created around you where time stops inside this bubble with this person. And then, you know, because you're serious about life, you're like, okay, this was fun, but I have to leave this bubble. And they're left in the bubble over there, and they're feeling your lack of presence, and they're like, oh my gosh, but in order for me to sort of like become more serious, I'm going to have to leave this bubble, and I'm going to have to actually get serious. And that scares them a little bit. So it's like you can't hold their hand to remove them from this bubble. They're going to have to make that choice themselves. So whatever this meeting is as well, is giving that energy of like it being for the purpose of like divine intervention for their sake. Whether or not this ends up sort of like becoming something long term, it's not giving that right now. It is giving the energy of like, this is a lesson for you as well. This is not just for them, let me tell you. Okay, you're not just a catalyst for someone else. Whatever this lesson is for you too. You setting up your boundaries and you deciding whether you want to give this energy and, you know, or if you want to have whatever boundaries and say no in some ways or another, right? This is like completely up to you kind of thing. Yeah, those are the messages that's coming through. I think I'm going to end it here. Otherwise, it's going to get like way too deep. So let's end it there with your oracle cards. And so the first card you have over here is communication. We're starting from the top left. You have communication, and it says here the sharing of insight and ideas are embodied through the art of communication. And weren't we just talking about communication as well when it comes to this person? First of all, communication is coming through. So you need to get clear as well on what you desire, want, where your boundaries lie, and settle into that. That's your lesson, right? The next card you have over here is, that's the bottom of communication. You have here romance. So this is something of a romantic setting as well, right? Romance can also be temporary, and this is giving that energy. Like if you want to be free and have fun, it's your choice. Maybe this is also one of your lessons, to actually let go and to know how to handle different energies in your life and knowing where to place them, right? I'm going to read from the book for this romance and what it says. And the oracle cards I'm using, if you're interested in knowing what the card names are, you can let me know in the comment section and I'll let you know what they are. So it says here for romance, a very important relationship is about to enter or has recently entered your life. Oh my gosh, that's crazy. It says this is the romance you have been waiting for. Like all partnerships, there may be ups and downs, but don't let that deter you or shake your confidence. Have faith that love is coming into your life to stay. It says, if your question was about a current relationship, you can expect the parties to become closer to one another. Oh, I love that connection, right? It says past disagreements will fade away and trust will grow. all relationships have peaks and valleys. This card indicates an upward movement to a new level of dedication and intimacy. Oh, that milestone, that relationship milestone, that's pretty much what the Four of Wands represents, right? It said this can include engagement, marriage, or a form of recommitment to one another. I love that. So that is definitely confirmed that this can definitely lead to there. But again, it's something that takes time. There is that moment where it's going to like stagnate a little bit, and the fears and the worries of this person are going to come up, you know, the vulnerabilities and stuff. So the next oracle card you have, and we're going to the top right, is the number 42, and the message is, what did we lose? So this is really sweet. I love this deck, by the way. This energy talks about reflection and sort of like looking at the past and what you've lost, in a sense, right? Like it's giving that energy of like, you never know what you have until you lose it, or you don't really appreciate what you have until you lose it. And it's almost like as if this person has realized that about you, right? Remember that bubble example that we're talking about? When you left the bubble, this person was left feeling your absence, and it's giving that kind of energy. And what I'm noticing as well with this card is that it's autumn, like the leaves are falling. So it's like the last moments of autumn where the leaves are falling, and it's about to be winter. Winter talks about coldness. It talks about time being frozen, right? It talks about basically that's the moment where you like go within, go inward. You know, a time for healing kind of thing as well, right? And so it seems as though that's sort of getting to that place. Let me read from the book for this. Number 42. Look at me talking about, oh yeah, 30 minutes is totally okay. We're on good time. And it's literally almost an hour. But anyway, it's what happens. Okay. The number 42 here, what did we lose? It says, within this time of in-between, you grow curious about the parts of yourself you had forgotten about until now. These are the aspects of the sacred self that were cast aside, rejected, abandoned along the way. Now you need to look into the well. The well is the memory, the reservoir of the ancestors, the emotional world, which is where those parts of yourself and soul still live, patiently awaiting you to find them. Gaze down the well, conjure up the lost selves. Up they rise to rejoin you again. Give them space to share their wise stories with you, for nothing that belongs to you can ever be lost. It is only that, for a time, you forgot the blessings of all that you are. Oh, that's such a sweet message. So it basically says, yeah, not to forget who you are as well, and that if you're searching for something, a deeper meaning, like if you feel lost on your path as well, you can always search within, you know, through your memories and stuff. This is definitely a learning process for you too, you know, healing your past as well. So this is a lesson for them, and it's also a lesson for you. It's a little bit of like a personal growth moment for the both of you, especially if you are mirroring each other kind of thing, right? We did have the Lovers card over there, which I generally sort of like see as the card of like reflecting each other, or being on the same sort of like wavelength kind of thing, being on the same journey, but like opposite ends of the boat is what I usually see that as. And then finally, the last card you have over here is Courage. Oh, we had gotten that Strength card, which represents courage and strength, but it was in reverse, right? So it says over here, Archangel Ariel, it says, be courageous and stand up for your beliefs. Yeah, this is definitely a lesson for you, to hold your boundaries, to say no, to not feel bad about that as well, you know, not feel bad about standing up for yourself, and sort of like deciding for yourself as well, and to like keep going along your path, you know, no matter what, like not getting distracted, if that makes sense. So that is what I have for you, pile number one. I hope that you liked this video. I hope you resonated with it as well. Thank you so much for being here. Please do like, share, subscribe, all that stuff if you feel called. And I'll speak to you soon. Bye. Hello, Pile 2s. Welcome to your reading. If you chose this butterfly crystal, which I'm not sure which crystal it is, then this is the reading for you. Jumping right in, the first card we have is who it is that's coming into your life. And we have here the Seven of Earth, Seven of Pentacles, clarified by the Ace of Pentacles. So it's really interesting. Yes, this is a singles reading, but I didn't really specify whether it was supposed to be romantic or not. And in your case, Pile 2, there is a select few of you who has like a sort of business partnership that's coming through, like a little bit of a business venture sort of coming through. Or like the choice between a romantic partner and work. There's that sort of energy that's coming through. I really feel like I'm connecting to a lot of earth signs in this Pile 2. Let me know in the comments below if you're an earth sign in Pile 2. But it's giving that energy. It's giving the energy of like you are in a place of like prioritizing your work and your career and your general sort of like well-being as like the top priority kind of thing, right? So with the Seven of Earth over here and who it is that's coming into your life, it's someone that you might have built a friendship with, a connection with. It is because of the Ace of Pentacles. It is giving us the energy of a new opportunity, either towards a friendship or again a business partnership kind of thing. But with the Seven of Earth over here, it's almost as if for also a select few of you, it's an ex-partner who's coming back. If you're here from pile number 1, I could be connecting to the same group if you're here from pile number 1, because there was a similar message about someone like an ex-partner coming back. But this is like really giving that it's someone you were married to. If you were like separated from like your husband or wife or whatever, your partner, it could be them coming back into your life. But it's giving that energy of like it never left. It's almost for some of you as well. There may be some sort of separation that's taking place here. Either separation from a job or an actual partner. So it's not actually that someone is coming back into your life, but it's actually that you are separating from someone, if that makes sense. And so it's like, perhaps it's so interesting, this energy. So interesting. But yeah, there's like a couple of things coming through. Excuse me, my sinuses are a little bit blocked. But yeah, okay, with this Seven of Pentacles energy and who it is that's coming to your life, it's someone that you had definitely built something with. Again, this could be business or love. So I'm not going to keep repeating that because it is showing like both possibilities, right? It could be that both are the same in a sense, right? That you're dealing with career, work, and also romantic partnership. And it's both sort of like intertwined very deeply. So just know that I'm talking about either love or career or both kind of thing, right? So yeah, this really comes through as someone that you've built something with, like very deep. It started from the ground up, like the tree holds a lot of knowledge. You could have even had a children with this person. Yeah, there could be kids involved, because there's this energy of like building something deep, like it's like the tree. It's like the tree has very strong roots. It's taken some time to like build. There are captions here on these cards, so I am going to read them as well in case you can't see from the video. But the Seven of Earth over here, the caption says, seeds well planted, a temporary pause in action, unnecessary worry. So it's interesting as well. For some of you, that separation that we're talking about in terms of marriage, it may also be like a fear of separation, or it may be like a sort of reconciliation where the separation doesn't even take place, because it's like something ends up working or something ends up coming back together. because of the fact that this is something that was very like deeply rooted. It's something that was built from the ground up. This is someone who you know very well who's coming into your life. And they're coming through with an offer. With this Ace of Pentacles, they're coming through with an offer that's like, hey, here, there's this opportunity, an opportunity for friendship, an opportunity to plant a seed. This is giving work. This is giving work type of situation, work type of energy. But there's definitely someone here that you know that's coming into your life with an opportunity. And it's like divinely presented. It's like a new path as well. So what else are we getting here? Who is this that's coming? Oh, the Tower in reverse. Very interesting, because before shuffling on these cards, the message that came through is like a delay, something being delayed. And it's almost like as if some sort of change is being delayed, some sort of release has been delayed. If this is a separation that you know must happen, and you're kind of holding on to this is something that, you know, like there's just something here that's being blocked, something here that's being resisted. With the Tower in reverse, there's this energy of like some change being resisted or some opportunity being resisted kind of thing, right? Because the Tower in reverse can kind of represent that energy of like you're very aware of the disaster that could take place, or you're very aware of like the changes that's needing to take place in order for stability, or in order for you to build something strong, like to plant these seeds, right? Like, you know, it's on the way with whatever this information, whoever comes through, like, you know, whatever they bring, this opportunity they bring, you just know that there's something, you know, that it's going to take major changes. And you know that's what like awaits you kind of thing, but you're feeling helpless. Perhaps there's that, yeah, there's that feeling of like helplessness to change in the situation. And so it's like, it's interesting, these energies, it's interesting the messages that's coming through. So it's like, the only option here is to build something, you know, something strong, right? But there's a resistance to that. God damn, who is this that's coming through? There's always like, okay, the two of like as I was like cutting through the clarification deck, I see the Two of Pentacles. And there's this energy of like having to juggle, having to choose. There is someone coming through here. We're not being given much information, I ain't gonna lie. And I am gonna respect that, the fact that we're not being given too much information on who this is that's coming through. But just know whoever this is, they come in with a very important opportunity. They come in with a very important offer that would have you needing to choose between two paths. It's giving like, yeah, sure, for a few of you it's giving romantic, but this is more like giving something to do with like, something to do with a higher purpose, something to do with sort of like building something, like planting the seeds, building something from the ground up, whether a friendship or something like that. This could also be like a reconnection with a friendship, and having like, and knowing that if you reconnect with this person or this friend or whatever, or if you take this opportunity, that a lot of changes need to take place on both ends, you know, for you to be able to hold it, and for the other person to be able to hold you, in a sense, right? Like hold space and stuff. Holding space. It's so, all these buzzwords that's going through, they've just lost their meaning. It's so, anyway. So, yeah. Yeah, so like whoever this is that's coming through definitely has some sort of proposal, and you're very aware of the changes that would have to take place. Yeah, because this seems like the person, it's like you're not going off on just assumptions. If this is person that someone that you've known in the past, this person is like coming through and you're just like, but I remember what happened in the past, so I have to choose, you know. I have to choose wisely is where this is coming from. Now to describe them, I am moving on from that, I'm sorry. Nothing else is coming through, and I just know if I like dig deeper into that, it's just going to be repeated messages, and it's just going to make less and less sense and be more confusing. So surrender to that message that someone is coming through with that important sort of opportunity. We may get more, but like that's just what's coming through. I'm going to respect that. The next cards we have is describing them, right? Describing this person who's coming through. And you have here the Judgment card. In this deck, it's called Renewal. And it's supposed to be like, not really governed, but it's supposed to represent Archangel Jeremiah. But yeah, it's the Judgment, and it's clarified by the Four of Wands in reverse. So this person is someone that you had disconnected from. It's also someone who has disconnected from maybe some sort of partnership as well. Because the Judgment over here, the Judgment gives that energy of like a judge, jury, all that stuff. So court case. And then the Four of Wands in reverse represents that energy of a disconnect in the relationship. So this could be someone that you had disconnected from in the past that's coming through, like wanting to offer like commitment now. You know what I'm saying? But they are someone who could be kind of non-committal, and this is just based on the Four of Wands in reverse, to be honest, and the Judgment as well. So it's like it's someone that you're definitely separated from in the past in some sort of way, again, whether romantic or career-wise kind of thing. And so, yeah, it's just that energy of like, they're like, if there was any upset in the relationship, if there was any sort of miscommunication, misunderstanding in the relationship, something that dissolved in the relationship, then this person is like coming back to like, this is so interesting, these messages, like they're so blocked. It's insane. Pile one, like all of them just like came out, all of it on the table. But with this, it's like hard to read this person. It's hard to read their energy in some way. It's like they're so sort of like, I wouldn't really say closed off, but they are who they say they are. That's the thing. But it's like, the feeling that's coming through is like that of heaviness. You know, it feels like you've dealt with this before. And that's why it feels so like, ugh. Does that make sense? So that's definitely something that I'm picking up on. Because there was some sort of upset in a relationship. I feel like I'm connecting to those who had like, had someone very strongly right now. And it was something that was long term. You know, it was something that you had built on. This could also be the energy of someone who is, again, non-committal, or someone who is like, like the type of person to like want to live together and stuff but not get married, like ever, or kind of thing. There's something about like something being non-contractual. Is that a word? Like something being non-contract, if that makes sense. So this person is like very decisive. They're also someone who, oh my God, I have to pull clarifications. This is just, what is this Judgment? Possibly someone who's like very, okay, it's definitely someone who's coming through some sort of retribution. It's definitely someone coming through being accountable. Okay, this person could be, if you were like previously married to this person or like had some sort of deep connection with this person, they could be coming through taking accountability and responsibility for how non-committal they were. What is this? I can't make this shit up, but you had the Judgment just now. The Judgment coming to clarify the Judgment. And I'm literally asking what the fuck the Judgment was about. Like, Spirit. Oh my God. Okay, but at the bottom of the deck, you have here the Seven of Swords. So it was definitely to do with a past betrayal. You've dealt with this person before. This is 100%. You've dealt with this person before. And it's like the ultimate judgment now that's taking place. It's like you are, they're being judged by a higher power. They could have also like recently gotten into like heavy religion. Like, yeah, kind of gotten like religious a little bit. Oh, I forgot. These cards have captions. This one says, review and evaluate a favorable, is that what it says? Yeah, a favorable assessment of the facts. Time to move in a new direction. Interesting. Yeah, so like they definitely are making a huge judgment. This is a higher calling, okay? It's someone who's received a higher calling, and that's why they've come to approach you. It's so interesting how this is not describing them per se, but there is something really about this opportunity that has like way more priority than the actual person coming into your life, pile 2. It's giving that kind of energy. It's so interesting. So it's like the thing that they're bringing has like a bigger weight than who it actually is, because what's coming through is that you know this person. Maybe in a past life, yeah, sure, but it's not giving someone new. It's giving that you've known this person. Yeah, and there's something here that has been reawoken. The past, though, the past, it's like you had put an end to it. It's like you had put an end to it. Like shit had hit rock bottom. This is what it's showing. Shit had hit rock bottom. But it's like, yeah. Yeah, it's just so interesting. They come through with an opportunity, though. Can we kind of see what it is, what they come through with? Because it's obviously showing that that thing that they're coming in with is way more important than who. Okay, you have here the Knight of Pentacles and you have the Justice card. Ooh, interesting. Some sort of fairness. You're getting retribution in some way. Yeah, you're getting your lick back. You're getting something back here that you lost or that was unfair to you. You're getting that sort of, is it retribution? You're getting that sort of, yeah. The apology maybe. The thing that you needed, that's just like finally, you know what I'm saying? That's the thing that's coming through. Justice is coming through. Money. If you're owed money, that shit's coming through for sure. The next cards we have over here is what they want with you. So this person that's coming through, what do they want? And you have here the Nine of Earth. Nine of Pentacles, is clarified by the Lover's card. So it's definitely reconnection. Like, that's 100% sure. They want to start, they want to like pick up where they left off, pretty much. It's like if you were at the Seven of Earth, where you had built very strong foundations, things were like very stable, grounded and stuff. Yeah, sure. They want to level that up. They want it to be full comfort. They want it to be full trust between you both. Yeah, they want to expand the acres of land that you have together, if that makes sense. I mean, maybe that could be literal. That could actually be literal, or it could be, you know, symbolic in some sort of way. Yeah, but the Nine of Earth over here really talks about that energy of connecting. They want to sort of like settle things down. It's a very straightforward message. They're not coming through with any drama. So if there was drama in the past or non-commitment in the past, it's like what they're coming through with is that groundedness, is the structure, is the, especially if this is business related, they're coming through with reciprocity. And it's up to you if you want to accept that or not. You get to choose, right? That's completely up to you. But it is showing, like, in what they want is that stability, the reconnection. It's such a straightforward message. Like, that's why it just keeps repeating. Okay, the caption on the card says, enjoying life's little luxuries, spending quiet time alone. That's definitely something that they want. Successful self-employment. I love that. For some, you have to be a little bit careful. If this is someone who had used you for your money or whatever in the past, and you have been leveling up on your like work, career, money or whatever, or you've just been like leveling up on your energy, and this person is coming back, and suddenly, like, you know, you'll feel when it's inauthentic. You'll feel if it's something that they're just using you. But that's just a warning for a few people who has dealt with someone like that. This person, generally, who we're seeing, who's coming through, is kind of coming through wanting to, again, like rekindle or like ground the energy that you have between each other. If this is a friend as well that you had like built a very deep friendship with, kind of thing, this is that reconnection that's taking place, right? It could even be moving from like friendship to like romantic. But it's, yeah, that's just like one or two people who might resonate with that. Yeah, but the general sort of energy of like what they want with you is that reconnection, is to talk, is to settle things down, is to grow, especially when it comes to business, to grow together, kind of thing. Interesting. There's nothing else that's coming out from that, so I'm really going to move on. And then finally, the last pair of cards you have is where things are going with them. So like what's going to end up happening with them. And here you have the Ace of Air. This is the Ace of Swords. And it's clarified by the Two of Swords. There's that decision card, right? And sorry about that, about the card kind of like being a little bit cut. This deck is old and it recently got super wet in the rain when it was in my bag. So a little piece tore from like the Two of Swords. But that's okay, it still works. So yeah, I mean, it's interesting as well that you have the Ace of Swords and the Two of Swords. So it's like 1 and 2 kind of thing, right? Number 12 could be significant as well. 12th of the month, however that resonates for you. But yeah, this talks about clear communication and where things are going. It's not really showing too far into the distance. It's showing almost like immediate effects of this person coming through, you know, presenting whatever they need to present and you having to make a decision. So this is the point where you make a decision. So things are basically saying that it's very open-ended. Spirit is saying that things are very open-ended, that they can end up wherever with whatever situation you choose, if that makes sense. And so yeah, that's what that talks about. Like there's this energy of like feeling closed off though. It's like, sure, this person may have come through, apologized or whatever. There is still that energy of like being closed off at the heart, if that makes sense. The caption on the Ace of Swords says, such a beautiful card, isn't it? That horse is so pretty. Unique. It's so unique. Oh my goodness. It's really showing that you are like this kind of unicorn as well. It's like you're a once in a lifetime experience kind of thing. The caption here says brilliant new ideas. That's interesting, right? Because this horse as well is like something new, is something different, something unique, like a unique idea, inspiration. Yeah, so it says brilliant new ideas and inspirations, seeing the truth of a situation, a challenging beginning. Yeah, it's really interesting. There is definitely a difficult choice here that you have to make on where things are going with this person. Is to do with a choice on whether to like choose them or choose a different path. There is some new ideas to work on. There's a new way of doing things as well. But again, there is that resilience. I mean, not resilience, the resistance. Perhaps it's resilience that's going to combat resistance. Who knows? Try that. But yeah, there's this energy of like a lot of resistance to the change, maybe to seeing the truth. It's so interesting that the Ace of Swords talks about seeing the truth and the truth coming to light, like the truth being there in your face. But the Two of Swords kind of blocks their eyes and their heart from seeing the truth, resisting seeing the truth. What is this difficult choice related to? What is this? The Magician, a new beginning. The Star card at the bottom of the deck. It's a completely new path. You can either choose to, oh, interesting, the Hangman here is here and it's in reverse. Now, I don't actually have any reversals in my deck. The fact that it's there, I'm definitely going to take it as is. So you have the Star at the bottom of the deck, you have the Queen of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck, and you have the Hangman in reverse. And the Hangman in reverse is that energy of like the moment of indecision, the moment of surrender and sacrifice is over. That radical acceptance has been grasped, basically. You've understood it, kind of thing. And now you're ready to move on to a new direction. So this decision, this difficult choice that's coming through is related to your path. Which path are you going to choose? Which path is for your best interest? You can't know unless you like really sit with yourself, reflect on it. And that's what the Two of Swords represents. Yeah, sure, it represents, it was representing possibly not seeing the situation for what it is. That's going to help you. Making logical, intellectual decisions here is what's going to help you, because this is definitely a situation where you are going to be at, a fork in the road. Can't be a fork, because does a fork in the road have 3 points in front, like 3 paths in front, or is it like 2? Doesn't matter. You have 2 paths in front of you, and you can choose whichever one. So the Star card talks about taking the lessons, taking the blessings, the wisdom from the subconscious mind that you've learned from your past experiences and applying them to the present, applying them to your day-to-day, everyday, present decisions, right? And so that's what that talks about. The truth is there. Whatever you see in front of you is exactly what it is. So what path are you choosing for yourself? Don't hold yourself back. Don't hold yourself back. It's really showing that your sacrifice is over, pretty much. Like, that moment of like constantly sacrificing yourself for others or for like something external is pretty much over. Like, you get to decide. The choice is in your hands. This is literally what the universe and spirit is telling you. This is where your lesson lies, kind of thing. So it's really interesting. It's very interesting how this is supposed to be like a singles who's coming towards you reading. But because I guess I didn't specify that it should be romantic, you're kind of getting a work type of situation, pile 2. It's interesting, but I hope it resonates. You know, it's very interesting messages that came through. Okay, let's look into your oracle cards. Maybe we'll get something further from that. So starting from the top left, we have intuition. And it says here, intuition is the ability to listen to your higher self. Yes, you definitely need to connect with your intuition much more deeper now. If you're unsure, if you're confused, take that step back. You really need to quiet your energy to be able to make clear choices for yourself right now. All right. The next card you have over here is not the right time. I am going to read that from the book, but like something is not the right time. Maybe not the right time to start something new. Maybe not the right time to like, let's see. I mean, you probably know, but let's see what it says here. Not the right time. It says, this is not the right time presently for what you're inquiring about. This answer is not a no, just a not yet. Have patience. Your angels will give you a sign when the timing is perfect. Okay, that's definitely clarification or confirmation for something. And it's something to do with this choice. Okay, if you have to sit on it, if you're not sure, if you don't have all the information available to you, you can take a step back. For now, definitely connect with your intuition, quiet down your mind and your energy, reflect on the lessons that you can bring into now, to help your situation. The next card you have, this is the top right, is the number 18. And the message is the littlest blessing. That is so cute. So this, like, I feel like this talks about the energy of like having gratitude for the littlest thing and seeing blessings in the smallest day-to-day activities, right? I am going to read it from the book. It says, there is a little good fortune right at your fingertips. It is sweet and small, but it is this blessing that will see your energy open up to receive even more of the same. Destiny wishes you to be content, to feel loved, and to see the wonder in every small thing this day. Look about you, for right there, in the smallest of places, are the blessings you have been yearning for, yet missing. Open your new eyes to the world. So interesting. This is giving that Hanged Man in reverse, the new perspectives. The moment of sacrifice and surrender being over, like you've opened yourself to a new point of view. Interesting. So it says, open your new eyes to the world. And what once went unseen and unappreciated can be truly known for the very first time. Look with eyes of wonder at the little miracles of the world. When you do this, the gates to all good things swing open for you. Amazing. You have it at the tip of your fingers. Remember that you have all the tools available to you as well, right? So the more you say thank you for the things that's working out in your life, the longer that feeling will last and the more you'll be inviting that in as well, right? And then finally, the last card you have over here is career transition. It's a message from Archangel Chamuel, and it says, your life purpose. Oh my God. Because that message came through in my mind. I don't know if I mentioned it, about this being deeper, like it being part of your life purpose, like you being between two paths, right? Or needing to choose. And this felt bigger. Like that's why the message came through of like, it's not the person who's coming in, it's the thing that they're bringing in, and this feels like it's like that. It's triggering a huge sort of like life purpose shift. So it says here, your life purpose is triggering a blessed career change. I love this. There's definitely a huge decision that's coming through for you, Pile 2, and it's something that's very important. Pay attention to your ideas, to the things that inspire you as well right now. Write them down. Now it's a time of planning. It's a time of like writing down, if that makes sense, right? Getting your ideas on paper. making the right judgment calls. This is a whole awakening. Pile 2, this is no joke. This is not something light. This is not like a, oh, singles reading, your love life, blah, blah, blah. Nah, this is something huge. Very exciting too. So congratulations on this. Honestly, your intuition will take you a long way. Okay? Yeah, Pile 2, thank you for being here with me. Thank you for trusting me with your reading. I hope that this resonated. Please like, share, subscribe, all that stuff. And hopefully I'll speak to you soon. Bye. Pile 3, welcome to your reading. If you chose this jade pendant, then this is your reading. Okay, so the first cards we have here is who it is that's coming towards you. Now, this is meant to be singles romantic, but Pile 2 sort of gave a very different vibe. And so we're keeping that open because I didn't specify if this was supposed to be romantic. And so I guess we're sort of getting whatever messages that Spirit is saying. Whoever is the most significant to come through will kind of come through. So kind of be open to that. But yeah, and who it is that's coming towards you. You have here, I'm not making this up, the 6 of coins upright. And to clarify it is the 6 of coins, the 6 of pentacles in reverse. So this is really interesting energy. Whenever cards like this come out, it's always that energy of Spirit saying, I said what I said. But the fact that the 6 of pentacles is in reverse is sort of like, oh my God, it's like a double confirmed kind of message. So I'm trying to like slowly gain the sort of like download. So with the 6 of coins upright, the 6 of pentacles, this is definitely someone who you've known, either in a past lifetime or like in the past here, a reconnection with a friend kind of thing. It's someone who you shared something with. It is also for a select few of you, someone who's coming back, like someone who's coming to pay you back. So if money was borrowed or something like that, it's someone coming to pay you back. But overall, I am seeing this energy of like reconnecting because they're memories to do with someone in the past, like a past partnership, a past friend, someone that you've known kind of thing. And so with the 6 of pentacles in reverse, to clarify, it kind of talks about that energy of whoever had in the relationship, right? Because it's giving the energy of like, if you were romantic with this person in the past, it was not very reciprocal. It was giving the energy of you were giving more into the connection and relationship than the other person, or vice versa. And so whoever is coming into your life, Pile 3, they're coming through with a payback, if that makes sense, right? They're coming through to pay back. Or now is when that sort of like, I wouldn't really call it karmic cycle, but the pattern. Yeah, it's more like of a pattern kind of thing. The pattern is coming back along with this person, right? And so something is going to be paid back. Whatever was borrowed as well, a book, something that like a book came through, something about knowledge, whatever was borrowed will be paid back. Sorry, I was readjusting my posture. If I sounded like I was falling. But yeah, so something that was taken or borrowed is being paid back. Whoever this is that's coming through, if a relationship was like not very reciprocal, it's sort of like someone coming through to reciprocate, someone coming through to like give back, if that makes sense, right? Yeah, there is also this energy. I'm trying to confirm because for the opposite end of it, it's almost like the help that you were receiving. Okay. For some of you, you could have been receiving help in the past from someone. They stopped helping you out, and this could be financially or whatever it is, business-wise, whatever it could be. They stopped helping you, but now they're coming back to help you again, if that makes sense. Let's confirm what this is. Okay, you have here the Star card. You have the Page of Swords. Bottom of the deck, you have the Four of Swords. Interesting. And the Four of Pentacles. So you have the numbers 4, and then you also have the number 6, bro, because you also have the Six of Swords later on. Interesting. Yeah, you got the 6, and that is the numbers of like harmony, again, reciprocation, momentum. Well, momentum is more of the 8, but this is like picking up, you know. So very interesting. Also, I would definitely recommend searching up on what those numbers mean. I'm not very familiar with numerology. I mean, I know surface stuff, but I know it goes way, way deeper. So yeah, so this basically represents that who it is that's coming into your life is perhaps also someone who's, yeah, it's definitely a reconnection, some sort of forgiveness. So there's communication that's coming through. Perhaps it was someone that you had cut off in the past, but not fully. So you had kind of left the door open for them a little bit, or there was that energy of like the door remaining open. Because with the Page of Swords, it's like kind of looking back at the situation, and I know you won't be able to see those cards that I just pulled on the video because I'm recording this after. But yeah, okay. So they're coming through with some sort of communication. Okay, it's someone that you used to communicate with. It's someone that you may have cut off. It's someone that was very like blunt, or you were very blunt with. But now there's this energy. It's definitely that giving that energy of like you were vulnerable with this person, but they may have cut you off. There was something that was cut off here, some sort of aid, some sort of help kind of thing. And so something is being paid back. So whoever is coming into your life, pile 3, it's someone who you either need to pay back or someone needs to pay you back. And this doesn't just have to be about money. We're talking about some sort of reciprocation, some sort of, what's that word? Restitution, something like that. Not restitution, not that. But there's some word that was like ringing in my head, but it wasn't fully coming through. But something about paying back, right? So, yeah, it's that energy, a friend, someone who you're reconnecting with. There's really not much else coming through in terms of the messages. The spirit is just like, yeah, that's who's coming back. But it's someone who you had held yourself back from. It's definitely someone who had helped you out. This could also be someone who you used to like employ, or that you were a business partner with or something, coming back to ask to be re-employed, or like there's something about paying back that just keeps ringing and coming through over and over again. But it's definitely someone who took a huge load off of your shoulders in the past, and possibly someone who helped you financially. Yeah, that's what's coming through. A friend. You're reconnecting with a friend, basically. Someone who brought you a lot of joy. So there's forgiveness here. Some time has passed between you and this person. So it's like now they're coming through with like reciprocity kind of thing, right? And like a transaction, if that makes sense. A harmonious transaction, you know, a balanced transaction. In the next cards we have like describing them. So these are the cards to describe them, describe their personality, who they are. And you have here the 10 of Cups, clarified by the King of Swords. They're definitely an honest person, but they say what they mean, and they mean what they say kind of thing, right? They're emotionally open. Well, are they though? When they want to be, when they feel safe, when they trust, they're able to be emotionally open, right? You could also be dealing with someone who's who could be part of the LGBTQ community. quite strongly, or like, you know, yeah, this person could be like bi or pansexual or something. Um, yeah, that's coming through. That's for a select few of you, but there's someone who knows who they are for sure. So to describe them, especially with this King of Swords, there's someone who like generally just wants to be happy, who doesn't like any drama in their life kind of thing. They are a family-oriented person. They are someone who's happy if they have a family of their own kind of thing. They are someone who's happy within their family. They are someone who visualizes a happy life kind of thing. Um, you know, their ideal sort of like their ideal life would be to like have someone that they love and like have kids and stuff, and like live out on the farm somewhere, you know, like have that sort of like rural life kind of thing. um, and like, yeah, just live happily ever after, you know. So they're that type of person. They have that at the forefront, right? There's someone who's like okay with being, you know, like, yeah, just at peace like that kind of thing, you know. And with the King of Swords, they're also someone who's very strict. They're someone who's very like stern in their personality as well. They could be kind of fair skinned as well, like light skinned. It's giving Caucasian as well, that kind of energy. There's someone who's like worked really hard. There could be someone who's older as well. It's giving that energy of being older, of being wise, a very wise, truthful person kind of thing, right? A very calm person as well, but very powerful. They are like someone who doesn't mess around. If they have businesses and stuff as well, not if they, it seems like they definitely do have businesses and stuff. Like, and they have their shit together, right? There's someone who's like, who prefers using logic, which is kind of contradictory because they are someone who wants to emotionally feel like joy and connection and stuff, but they are like someone who's very logical, very intellectual. They prefer to use their tactics, like a very tactical approach to solving their problems and not a very emotional approach kind of thing. They don't like to display their emotions up front. So, I mean, that message came through earlier about them trusting, like when, you know, when they trust someone, then they can open up and be vulnerable about their emotions kind of thing. It's giving that they're that kind of person, right? They're very decisive though. They're very honest. They're very truthful kind of thing. But they don't like to display their emotions. Perhaps they're also someone who doesn't like PDA kind of thing. That's something that they like to keep in the home. But they really are someone who likes peace in the home and stuff as well, who likes to be at peace, who doesn't like anyone with drama and stuff. So yeah, they're like, they're honest, but they're peacekeeper. They prefer to resolve any sort of conflict by talking about it like straight away. They're, okay, not for a lot of them, but for, it's like some of them, there's that energy of they prefer to like solve that problem straight away so they don't have to deal with it later. But on the opposite spectrum, there are those who prefer to like be cold and stern. But those are the types that are unhealed, okay? So there are the ones who are healed, who like are very clear with their communication and everything, right? And there are those who are like a little bit like haven't even started their healing journey and are not very self-aware kind of thing, who who would then close up, who would then get cold and blame, you know. So for some of you, you're dealing with that kind of person. For others, you're dealing with a much more mature kind of person. But either way, there's, yeah, they do like to hide their stresses and stuff. And so up front, there's someone who shows like they're happy, maybe they're always laughing, they're always so positive. But on the inside, it's like they may feel like they don't have the solutions to all the problems, and that may make them feel out of control, if that makes sense. Oh, wow. Wow, yeah, this person they have a lot that they are sort of like, I wanted to say dealing with, but like it's that whole thing of like they are self-aware, in that they analyze themselves a lot, and they analyze their thoughts and everything in a very logical and intellectual kind of way. They analyze their emotions in that way as well. They find like logical reasons to love something, if that makes sense, right? Like, oh, it makes logical reason to love this thing or this person, and so then the emotions kind of, you know what I'm saying, listen to that, and then the emotions build about loving that thing because it just makes logical sense, if that makes sense. So they're that type of person, yeah. Is there anything else that's going on? Yeah, but generally they wear their heart on their sleeves. They are generally quite a positive person. When they want something, they have to feel emotionally connected to it. And so they really value that as well, right? Yeah. The next cards we have here is, what do they want with you? And yeah, is it that? Yes. So what do they want with you? You have the Six of Swords, and then you have it clarified by the Ten of Wands. So it's really interesting. This person seems to be coming back to reconnect genuinely, because the Six of Swords represents that energy of transitioning forward. They want to get over of whatever conflicts and solve whatever conflicts that you had in the past and just move on from it, not to revisit it again. There is someone here who feels like they're carrying the responsibilities of the relationship or connection, friendship, whatever it is, on their shoulders. One person is putting in more effort than the other. And that definitely is what happened in the past as well. So, not sure if it's that they want to solve it, or if that they just want to like sort of turn their backs on it and like forget about it, kind of like brush it under the rug. Oh geez, guys, that's a lot of cards. I'm definitely not going to take all those. Let's see. Okay. Yeah, you have here the Tower in reverse. Really interesting, because even pile 2 got that. You might have sort of felt called to pile 2 as well. You have the Tower in reverse, and then you have the Seven of Wands to clarify this energy. So yeah, it's really about someone not wanting to change, because, or like trying to avoid a disaster, and so getting kind of defensive because they see the upper hand. They see what could happen if they don't move on from this, or if they keep holding on to this, and vice versa. It could be you feeling this way. But so solution has to be found, looking on the brighter side and moving on. Moving on from the past kind of thing. Because the Seven of Wands represents being caught off guard as well. So it's like, perhaps there are some changes in the connection and stuff, and it's like, or like some things that, it's also giving that energy of like wanting to, like starting to rebuild on much more solid ground. And so like that will take moving on, that will take releasing the past, and also carrying the burdens and responsibilities of the past, of the relationship and stuff as well. So in what they want, they've sort of come through for either taking responsibility for themselves, or if it's you who has been the one to like have all this happen, then it's for you to take responsibility. Either way, it's giving the energy of like both people needing to take responsibility for whatever sort of like caused this imbalance. So what that means is, for you, if you're the one who had put in more effort, it's for you to now build stronger boundaries and respect them. Respect yourself, respect the boundaries. If it's the other person who just kept taking, then it's time for them to put in more effort. And so there's this energy of like moving on from that and sort of like trying to maybe build that, trying to take some sort of like responsibility for that. Because the Six of Swords really represents that energy of like wanting to move forward. So in what they want with you is to move forward, to move away from the past. There is sadness here. They want to release that sadness. They want to release the responsibilities, the burdens kind of thing, drop all the burdens. There is that anticipation for like moving forward. Is it on their own or is it together? Let me clarify that. Oh, okay, you have here the Lovers, the card that represents Lovers, and the Eight of Wands. Yeah, it's together. Yeah, it's together. And they want it to happen fast. They just want to have that direction towards whatever it is. It's towards the direction of like connection and love. Okay. So yeah, they definitely want things to like balance out kind of thing. But they just know that it's going to take work. There's this sense of ego as well. There's something about needing to defend oneself. Either you defend yourself or they defend themselves and protect the relationship, if that makes sense. Like there's something that they have to prove. Yeah, but either way, there's this energy of like a transition forward, needing to move forward, dropping the responsibilities, reprioritizing and stuff as well. That's really what they want with you. They want to like drop all the burdens and the responsibilities, the heaviness of the past. They want a clean slate. The Ace of Swords. I just cut the deck. Yeah, and the Nine of Pentacles. I just cut the deck again. So yeah, they want stability and growth. They want things to be grounded and balanced. A clean slate, right? So essentially they want to reciprocate. So if you've been the one who's kind of been running away from that, you get to choose, right? And it's so interesting that I've told all three piles this. Literally. Like the mention of free will has come up in all three piles as like a message from spirit, So yeah, you get to choose, you get to decide whether you want to make this work, whether you want to take this person back or whatever it is, right? That's like completely up to you. So but that's generally what they want with you. They want to move forward, they want to transition forward, work things out, reciprocate the energy, maybe lighten the load and stuff as well. And make those changes, do things differently kind of thing. And then lastly, we have, where are things going with this person? Where are things going with them? And you have here the Hermit. In this deck, it's called Pir. So it's the number 5 Pir. It's like a Sufi deck. So I think mostly it's like Urdu words and stuff. So yeah, but this is the... Is it the Hierophant? Yes, it's the Hierophant. Yeah. Is it? Yes, it is. Oh my goodness. How am I forgetting the major arcana? But yes, it is. And it's clarified by the chariot. So, really interesting in where you're heading and where things are going with this person. Somewhere where you seem to like really be settling down, because the Hierophant, or is it the Hermit? I'm sorry, guys. I have to check. I have to check which one it is. It's the Hierophant. Yes, it is. Yeah. Okay. It's the Hierophant. I kept thinking Hermit, and I was like, nah. Okay, so yes, the Hierophant really now talks about like traditions, and there is something here that is being awakened in the connection, right? There is a deeper meaning, there is a deeper sort of like understanding of one another, and where this is heading. The Chariot does represent like the differences that you have between each other sort of like move in the same direction. So if there were any miscommunications, this person seemed to be serious about like fixing them, about like finding some sort of resolutions, right? Especially if it's a friend kind of thing. So there's a lot of openness to talking about solving issues, to talking about like things that happen between you kind of thing. So with the Hierophant energy over here, yeah, there's this energy of like an awakening as well, and sort of like opening up to your heart's desires, if that makes sense, right? Things are moving forward with this person in a positive light, in a much more easy, stable, grounded sort of energy. If this is a marriage sort of situation, this can represent going to like marriage counseling or therapy that actually works for the both of you kind of thing, right? It opens up new insights for each other. This could also be like reconnecting with spirituality, like, with each other kind of thing, right? Or that for a select few of you, that yes, there's this forgiveness and this reconciliation kind of thing, maybe an apology or something, but it's something that you've reached acceptance. So even if you're not communicating all the time, there is this energy of like being accepting of where you are, because you handled the situation to your you handled the situation based on your highest your highest self, if that makes sense. There is this energy of like moving forward, like even if it's that you're not connected as deep as you were in the past kind of thing, there is that acceptance, there's the closure. That's how what wanted to come out. There's that closure that you received between you and this person, right? And wherever this is going, this could actually also be something about settling down kind of thing. If there was that separation that took place, but like no actual divorce or whatever, then this can represent coming back together kind of thing, and it working out. So like a reconnection from separation kind of thing, right? The Chariot also represents like traveling, so they could be like there's definitely a new spiritual experience that will take place with this person. Let me pull one more card, because like Eight of Pentacles. So it is definitely heading into a place where you are building up the relationship, the connection. It's a work in progress, but you're on the right path. It's like you're both putting in the effort. You're both sort of like paying attention and like moving forward, making the changes kind of thing. So either way, it's up to you. You could either move on your own, that will still be the results for you, or you move on with them and it will be that way anyway. but like a different experiences, but same feeling kind of thing, right? So you may not be seeing the results just yet, but where you're putting your energy, your hard work, you're building on your skills, you're building on this relationship, and it's growing. It's opening up into like a deeper connection kind of thing, right? And it's moving forward. So you're definitely going to be moving forward with this person, or on your own. Either way, it's like something is working out. It's working out for you. It's growing at a very slow, steady pace, but that means that long term, it's going to be something that lasts very, very long. Like it's going to have a very like sort of lasting bond with this person. It is giving that energy of like, there are two scenarios, either the marriage sort of energy, or like a very deep sort of friendship, or both in one, to be honest. Is there anything else that's coming out, Spirit? No, it's just saying basically it's success here. Either way, you've succeeded. Follow your heart, your desires sort of thing. Look forward either way. If this person is not reciprocating, if this person is not giving you what you need and you desire despite what they said, then it's for you to keep looking forward. It's for you to detach or whatever and keep moving forward. Keep looking towards the positive and put yourself out there. Take matters into your own hands, right? Okay, let's get into your oracle cards now. So starting with the top left, we have here magic. And it says on the card, magic has a way of touching the heart and drawing power from the soul. So yeah, you are definitely a magical being. You create what essentially you want to see in your life, right? So right now you are creating, your present future, if that makes sense, right? So yeah, there's also lots of magic around you as well. The next card you have here is it's up to you. So that's exactly the confirmation that you needed. It's completely up to you whether you want to accept something or not. I am going to read this from the book. The end result of the situation you asked about is entirely in your hands. You can affect the outcome by taking a proactive approach to solving any challenges. Stand in your own power and have confidence that that you have what it takes to bring about a happy ending. I love that. It really puts the results in your control, right? It says, don't wait for someone else to rush in and take charge. Exactly. Keep looking forward. Keep, putting yourself out there and moving forward, right? It says, in order to come to a successful conclusion, the situation requires your unique perspective and experience. I love that. Honestly, it's just confirmation that it's completely up to you. The next card you have here at the top right, you have the number 9. It says, there are others like you. Oh, I love this. This really talks about that you are not alone in this situation. There are other people like you as well who you are calling in and connecting with. If it's not this, it's better, because you're always improving kind of thing, right? I'm going to read this from the book as well. It says, others like you are experiencing an awakening, bruh. Did we not just say that awakening? Where things are headed? It says, others like you are experiencing an awakening. The truth you are awakening to is the changing nature of your being. The way we have life within life within life. It seems as if you are the only one experiencing such a profound rebirth, and this can lead you to feel bleak, believing that there is no one else who has experienced quite what you have. This is true. Your experience is unique and profound, but it is a theme that other souls are gently seeing the possibilities of their own freedom. They walk their own path, shunning the loud voices of the human world that shout their empty words into numb ears and blank minds. There are others like you. You are not alone in this rebirthing of the inner and outer worlds. I love that. That's such a sweet message. And then finally, the last oracle card you have here is Life Review. I love that. So this is definitely a time for you to clear out your energy. It's a time for you to sort of like shift your perspectives as well, and sort of like choose differently. It's completely up to you. Keep moving forward. Keep looking forward. Think positively as well. Find other people like you who you can sort of like connect with as well. Yeah, like you're not alone. You've got this, pile three. Honestly, thank you so much for being here with me. Thank you so much for letting me do your reading for you. I hope that this resonated. Please like, share, subscribe, comment, all those things if this resonated, if you feel called to. Hopefully, I will see you soon. Bye.